There it is. We're back. Peg City Soundoff. Fun night tonight. We got Leddwyn. We got all four members of Leddwyn. We got Matt, Cory. We got me of Valley Narrow, who is also your host tonight. So this will be fun. We're going to be talking about the show this weekend. You can see behind me, Osborne Taphouse, January 25th. Music starts at I'm assuming 10 or something.
That's a good.
Sound like
I think we'll go with that. We'll just say that Valley and Arrow's going on first, and then these guys will wrap it up throughout the night. So here we are, Leddwyn, Matt, Cory. Anyone who has watched this show or maybe even the Boneyard when I was on there would recognize these guys from well, at least Eric and Matt Cory, who was on the Boneyard. Matt Cory, you were one of my favorite guests I've ever had, and I think I've told you that so many times.
Yeah, man, that was so much fun, dude. We just
It was.
pumpkins, man. That was awesome.
It could have been a 3-hour show. That's what I was doing a couple a night, but now we're down to one show a night. I can't do these doubles anymore. And then Leddwyn, Eric making the triumphant fourth time on here.
it's 4 or 5. Been on here quite a few times. I know we joked about getting like a fifth appearance jacket. So instead, I'm pouring one out for you on our end. So cheers to cheers to all appearances, Joel. Thank you for having me on each and every time.
Amazing, and we got Brandon and Zen and Thorin.
Howdy.
From Leddwyn. Probably the band with the best names, I feel like when I see a Leddwyn show, I'm getting half the cast of Lord of the Rings as well. So great guys.
Something really funny. I actually just like scrolling my Instagram, seeing like Winnipeg musicians and stuff. I stumbled across another musician named Zen from Winnipeg. Some kid who plays bass in a couple bands, and I hit him up, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I literally just left 2 of my bands today." So I'm like talking to this guy for a while, like it seemed like a solid dude. His tunes were cool, and I'm like, "How old are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm 15." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that doesn't really work." But fuck, it's pretty cool. Like, how often do you meet someone else named Zen? I've only ever met 2 other people in my life.
I mean, you're right. You're the only Zen that I've
Zen, why are you
talked
DMing
to.
teenagers? What the heck?
Hey, this is live. This isn't good for my brand.
No. He's just trying to do a side project of a band called the Zens.
The Zens. The other Zen I know is a guitar player from Australia. Not even kidding.
The Haleys better watch it.
Good Zen trio here.
Exactly. In typical fashion on here, we got a chat coming in there. We got Ruth chiming in. Hey, guys, and Frozen Fire Studios. Shout out Jeff at Frozen Fire Studios. Jeff, if you're still watching, Valley Narrow uploaded the new EP today that is coming out February 21st. No one knows that except for me and my 3-year-old who wasn't saying a word about it. So it uploaded today, February 21st, coming out.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, pretty excited for it. We got
congratulations.
We got some tunes coming out, as I'm sure you guys all have tunes coming out too. So we will.
In related news, Leddwyn just finished our EP. When was that? Just 2 weeks ago. We finally recorded everything, and now it's in Dale hands, and then from there we got mastering lined up, and then it'll be out this spring. So it's coming soon.
Nice.
Awesome. What's going on in Matt Cory's world with music right now?
Oh man, well, it's I've been taking a little bit of a break the last couple of months, and just needed to take a little bit of a breather. And originally, this always happens. Originally, I wanted to release just a new single to kick off kind of the New Year sort of thing, and then. Well, that turned into 2 songs, then that turned into 4 songs, then it turned into 8 songs, and now it's turned into 13 songs. So, I've always been against the idea of releasing an album just myself. Like, because I listen to albums, but how many people listen to albums, right? And then I thought, you know what, fuck it, who cares? I'm just gonna put an album. Who cares? I've never actually done an album. I've done, I don't know, 8 or 9 EPs now. So it's one of those times in my life right now where I'm kind of riding the creative high, so I'm just like taking every minute I can get to write and create. I was tracking bass today actually, and yeah, man. So probably later in the year, there's going to be a single, probably within the next month or two, and then my plan is to do a full-fledged album. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you doing the album.
Yeah, you know what? Never done one before. It's I don't know. Even today, like I kind of just arranged all the tracks in sort of an album format to see if they flow properly, and it's sort of spurted from I had a couple of different EPs I was working on at the same time. There was an instrumental thrash metal one. There was kind of a weird kind of gothy one, and then I thought, screw it, I'm just gonna put them all together and take the best out of all of them, and then make an album. So yeah. That's my plan.
Why not, eh? And there's something to be said about albums. I feel that that the world kind of changed, and it's so easy to just listen to bands with just throwing out singles and stuff. So when someone does take that move on an album, it find it really stands out. And if you've been watching my post daily, except for one day this year, I've got my 364 favorite albums going right now, and it includes full albums, EPs, and I'll be honest with you, I'm on day 21, and I'm like, oh my god, I got like 340 albums to go here. This is gonna be a stretch, but it's gonna be good.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It kind of rekindled my love with full length albums, though.
My thought has always been the same with this. Okay, whatever, you hear the single, okay, that's nice. What are the chances out of whatever 10 songs you're going to find at least one other one that you like just as much or more than the lead single? That's always been my philosophy with it. So, and with an album, you have more opportunities to take risks and do weird, stupid things, like include really weird instrumental songs, which that's going to be one of my things for this album.
Awesome.
Artistic, you have more artistic freedom to do what you want, I think. Whereas an EP it's very clear and concise. And I love EPs. I've done a whole bunch of them, but it's like, nah, I want to get weird. Let's do an album.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. One thing, Matt, that kind of stands out with you, and we're going to kind of push this different direction here, is you teach students.
Yes, sir.
Guitar teacher, and that's why we're on at 8:30. That's why we're doing the after-hour show here. Matt was busy with student. We all respect that, and just talking about guitarists here. There's some stringers coming up on Saturday, all in the bottom row right there. We got Zen. Zen, you're a phenomenal guitarist. And the crazy thing about Zen is I don't even know if you're legal to drink in the States right now. You're a young dude. You're ripping that guitar. I absolutely love seeing you guys play. Matt, no question. Seen some crazy stuff with you. I loved your little snippet there playing Living Color.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That looked like a bit of a stretch. And then probably one of the coolest stage present guys I've ever seen, Brandon. He's man, the sunglasses. It's awesome. I love it.
He fucking rocks. He's like the rock and roll Terminator.
I know. It makes everything look so easy too. And Brandon, one thing I'm gonna say about you is your rhythm playing is phenomenal.
Yeah, I've had a lot of band experience, like before I even picked up a guitar, like playing grade 6 band, I had a lot of musical experience before I even picked up a guitar. So I'd say a lot of that stuff really helped.
Awesome. Yeah, see, I think we talked about your Les Pauls on the wall before.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, Joel, I know like you, and I told the other guys, Brandon's what make the world go round.
Eric, you're a little quiet right now.
Oh shoot, are we back there?
Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
You're creeping back.
Here, come back in here.
Um,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can
about
still
that.
come up a bit.
Sorry
All
about
good.
that.
What were you saying there?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Joel. I told these guys right to their face, and I've told you, Brandon makes our world go round. He's got the best time. He's got like the best rhythm player that I've played with, anyways. So he just kills
That's
it.
awesome. Yeah, just a great band, and yeah, like Matt said, thanks for having us on the bill too, and Valley Narrow, we're looking forward to this one. We're looking forward to going on first, because our whole trek this last few months has been going on last, and we got a couple go on first shows coming up here, so I'm pretty excited to go on first.
Now you can drink beer for the rest of the night, right?
Well, yeah, pretty much, and it's such a cool thing. We talk about the music scene here all the time, and it's such a cool thing. I love the Taphouse. The Taphouse is it's such a great venue. And the bands coming to play this weekend are just phenomenal, and kind of like what I've referred to as the Taphouse bands. There's a group of it, and if you've seen my lineup for my Summerfest, those are kind of what I refer to as the Taphouse bands, and so you kind of get the idea with it. But just a great venue. It's run nice. The sound is great. The screens are incredible. I'm so excited for the screens because Desi, our bass player, made the coolest backdrop, and I can't wait for this thing to go on. So yeah, it's just a great place to be, and it's be a good night. We got a lot of people coming out.
Hell yeah, man!
I'm excited for it.
Seen the screens in person yet, so I'm pretty pumped to give those a whirl. I made the most ridiculous. Well, it's not that wild, but I had a good chuckle when I was making this backdrop because it's so stupid with fire and like. Hey man, if I can't have real fire, I'm just gonna have fake fire.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's
I see Joe. Sorry to interrupt you, Joe.
Yeah, no.
I see Joe commenting there. I just played with him and the Arsonists last weekend, and we had a great show there. And so thanks again to Ash and the Arsonists for joining us last weekend. Absolutely killed it. Had a great set.
Yeah, wasn't that phenomenal? What a night! What a night!
Hell yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, and you know what? The other thing too, not just the bands playing that night, the people that were there. That was a wild night. You had like Callum and Anna from Sunbreather. Evan was, there. Obviously the Pure Entry guys and Arsonists, and it's just a bunch of great people. Ronnie Ladderbrook, it was a good night. I will look back at one of my favorite nights going out on the music scene in Winnipeg was that night. So we got to kind of top it this weekend. You know that, right?
Pressure's on, boys.
Pressure's on now. Pressure's on. What's it looking like this weekend for you guys? What kind of set are the two bands bringing that we're talking to here?
Well, we're trying to play all the new originals that we recorded a couple weeks ago. So playing all those down, and then out of the couple covers, Eric, do we want to tease them or do we want to leave them ambiguous?
No, you gotta come see our show.
Yeah.
There you go. Good 100%. One.
There's some cool stuff that we're adding that we're really looking forward to playing.
It's all death metal.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Okay, perfect.
We added a couple of tunes that fit really, really well in with sound. So I think people are going to appreciate that.
Awesome. How about yourself, Matt? What's Joe Carson's coming. God, now the pressure's on, guys.
Oh.
How about yourself, Matt? What's the set looking like for you this weekend?
It's we're playing a couple of new covers of my whole thing is with picking covers is I'm usually really bad at it. There's the crowd pleaser songs, which I've heard played to death, and I never need to hear them ever again. So I stay away from those because I just gross. What I try to do when I'm picking covers is I try to pick the songs that you forgot you knew,
Mm-hmm.
And so there's gonna be I don't know. We're gonna do an STP song that I'm assuming a lot of people would probably know, but it was never one of their hits. But there'll be that, and then we're actually going to do a cover of Tears for Fears "Shout," but we're gonna drop the tuning and make it heavy as fuck. It's gonna about it, man. It sounds
sick.
Then a couple more covers, and then a bunch of my own tunes that I've written and released over the last couple of years. So, but
cool.
Yeah, it's a new show, I would say for sure. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, man. Should be good.
That's great. That sounds great. If I may speak on Valiant Arrow, we have we're gonna play all our originals, but we have one song called "The Things I Would Do," and it's a pretty slow song. We actually cut that one for this one because we made the decision that we're playing with Leddwyn and Cory. No slow stuff. No slow stuff. We're bringing it. We're bringing our secret weapon too. We're bringing the Phil master. Alex Simpson is stepping in on drums for us this weekend.
Oh,
so
okay. Nice.
We were with him last night and jamming at his place, and it's so funny playing with two drummers because Alex has filled in a few times for us, and we tend to, anyone who's seen us has seen our cover of Seven Nation Army, but with Alex, he tends to do a disco beat to it, which really changes the song. And, we're going to be bringing Alex for that, but Alex is last night we were practicing and it was the first song we did. And it's just a pretty straightforward rock song of ours. And somehow he went halfway across the drum set on a fill. A total like Neil Peart fill on this song, and we're like, well, no one's ever done that, and that's no knock on our normal drummer. He's just he's a structured drummer, but Alex puts the fills in where he can, and the whole band changes with him. We get a little bit heavier and a little bit more adventurous, I think, because Alex he's an adventurous drummer, so. Our bass player gets adventurous, and then we all get adventurous. So it's either going to be a shit show or it's going to be phenomenal. So we'll see what we bring that night.
That's great, man. That's awesome, dude. Isn't it
amazing?
And when you change one guy, how much your band will completely like flip upside down in terms of the dynamics, in terms of the power. It's a beautiful thing. I just changed drummers a few months ago, and man, night and day, man. It's like, wow, these songs actually like are played the way they're supposed to sound now, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it's funny. We get two different versions of it because our drummer plays in a band called 5 More Miles, and they have a gig this weekend. And then and that's kind of been the story is we seem to book these days where 5 More Miles is playing, so I just started booking them with us so we could have them. But Alex is such a good sport to fill in, and we look forward to playing with him with stuff like that. But it's different because this weekend we'll be playing with him at the Taphouse. So the next weekend we're playing Park Theater, and we'll have our other drummer with us. And then we'll be in actually we're coming to Brandon, Matt. We're coming to the East Side Eatery Hall.
Oh yeah.
Nice. We're playing there in a couple of weeks with a couple of metal bands that have been known to have some mosh pits, so it's a little different for us. And we're going on first, but we're playing with Turbocharged Caravan and a childhood friend of mine, is in a band called Last Place.
Okay.
So we're heading out to Brandon. So looking forward to that.
Hell yeah, man.
And we got a couple gigs coming up, and of course Eric and his boys in Pure Entry are with us February 22nd at the Taphouse for our EP release.
Nice.
So yeah, we've kind of gravitated towards Pure Entry. You've been 3. That'll be your 3rd show with us, I guess. So
they're great dudes, man. They played my EP. Oh, sorry. Oh.
I just said it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's always fun with you, Joe. I think there's a little bit of latency issues.
Yeah, no, those Pure Entry guys, man. They did my EP release with me last year for Let's Go Downtown, and man, we had a great time, man. We were just chuckling, sharing laughs, sharing beers. Like the easiest going guys ever, man. Like a lot of fun with those dudes for sure.
I was there.
That was a fun night.
That was a great night. Yeah, everyone killed it.
Yeah, someone gave Zen a fake ID to get in that night, so.
I turned 20 in a month. Okay, give me a break.
Jeez, Joel, we're the old guys here, hey?
I know. What the hell, right? But you know what? That's why Leddwyn's. What is Leddwyn going on last? You guys are going on last.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. You know, if I may just speak on Leddwyn, I've seen Leddwyn twice now. The first time I saw you guys at the Taphouse and completely blew me away. You were absolutely phenomenal. And then we had that little meetup at the I'm gonna call it a meetup at the Royal Albert, where we really didn't have any fans there, but we kind of played for each other. But what a good night! And you know what? Speaking of that night, I don't know if we made money or lost money, but everyone just kind of left, and I think the management team there just kind of thought, you know what, we're either up or down, who knows? So we just kind of settled at that. So, but it was a good night. I thought it was fun to just interact with everyone. But once again, you guys absolutely killed it. And then I find out from Zen that he's got this super cool amp.
Yeah. The
Maybe you
Bowie's
should tell
actually-
Matt about this. Matt might not know this story.
Yeah.
The Bowie's actually in the shop right now. So my main player is Mesa Boogie Mark 1 reissue. And my dad got it like, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago before I played guitar. And when he bought it on Kijiji, it was listed as being previously owned by David Bowie. And you know, like you see that and it's like, how can you believe that? So
Mhm.
my dad actually reached out to Yves Gabriel, the guitar player on the Tin Machine tour, which was when the amp was like marketed to have been from. And Yves got back to him on Facebook and said, "Hey, take the chassis out of the amp, and there should be a little piece of tape behind the tubes that has little numbers that correspond to how long the tubes were burned, followed by DB, and that shit is there. It's still there. It's super cool.
Damn.
It's
Wow.
nuts. That amp sings. I love it.
Holy shit, man. That's awesome, dude. Holy.
Super cool.
It's pretty neat.
Super. It is so cool to hear about music memorabilia, history, and stuff like that, knowing that you have that, right? And then, of course, I asked Zen if he's a Bowie fan, and you said,
Yeah, not at all. I appreciate Bowie. Bowie's great. Like stage presence kills it. Couple hits for sure, but it's like I don't know. I'm never gonna be driving the car and listening to David Bowie, but I'll play his amp. So.
Yeah. Super cool. Ronnie Ladderbrook just chimed in on the chat there. I hope Ronnie's still watching. Ronnie, you coming out this weekend? Like the most humble person, you know, Ronnie Ladderbrook.
Oh yeah,
Just the nicest freaking guy.
We did a battle of the bands at Rock in the Fields a few years ago, and yeah, man, we were. If I remember correctly, it was really, really hot. I think, and yeah, man, we were hanging out, and yeah, man, he absolutely rips, man. Like it's disgusting.
Cool.
It's like, what? How did you do that, man? What the hell? Like what? But yeah, man, great dude, great player. Can't wait to see what he's got coming up this year too. That's gonna
Oh yeah. Yeah, Dale McIntyre just chiming in there too. Another great guy there. Yeah, Ronnie Ladderbrook. Really looking forward to what he's bringing this year. And you know, it's no secret, the Leddwyn boys. You guys know Ronnie's coming in on the Summerfest.
Oh yeah.
And oh my God, he's gonna be. I'm so excited for it. Dale McIntyre.
I'm so stoked. Eric told me about that idea, and I'm like so excited for that. That's gonna be a great day.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of moving pieces right now, but I think all the bands are gonna be happy with how things go, and well, I hope so. Otherwise, I'm in shit for that. But it's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be busy. I hope we can sell a lot of tickets and. You know, I got plans for the bands, making sure the bands are all taken care of. But it's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be a lot of moving. It's gonna be a lot of fast. But you know what? It's gonna be awesome. This is what I love about this is I kind of keep my eye on the chat there, and I can actually pick and choose what I put up on the screen. So there's Jen. Jen looks like she's coming on Saturday. Dale looks like Dale's coming on Saturday. And why wouldn't he? Dale was. Crucial part of the Leddwyn EP coming out.
Absolutely.
What can you guys tell? What can you guys say about Dale and working with Dale?
Well, working with Dale, he is such a visionary, honestly, like not trying to stroke his ego or anything, but like sitting down with him at Eric's house, doing all the vocals and everything, and just working with him and not just laying down stuff that I already have written, but kind of talking about like, oh, well, this piece could go here, this could change. Like we had these vocal harmonies that come in the intro for one song, and the chord ended up like totally changing, and it's just like so much nicer. And Dale's just that kind of guy where he can just hear certain things. It's like, hey, let's try this. And like 9 times out of 10, it sounds fucking phenomenal. So like we could not be more stoked to be working with Dale. Big love to you, Dale.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Matt, do you do all your mixing yourself?
You didn't just record us. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Me?
Sorry, I think I'm having some serious.
You got a little latency. You can go ahead, Eric, and then we'll get to my question for Matt here.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. I just wanted to say, like Dale, he's not just recording us. He's totally helping us produce and make this EP happen. So he's crucial to this project. So we love working with him. Wouldn't want it with anyone else.
Awesome. Matt, sorry, I was saying there, do you do all your own mixing, or do you have your stuff sent out?
So like between me and Craig, the drummer, we have 2 studios, and we track everything here. We record everything. And I actually have a friend of mine who lives all the way in Sri Lanka that I work with. And he has worked with me on Ghost Rising, Let's Go Downtown, and the Runaway single. And I'm actually just corresponding with him almost daily right now for this next single. And he's probably going to do the album too. So mixing and mastering is done by him. And then everything else is essentially done by me. But you know, the prior EPs like Scars on the Ceiling and Concrete Jungle and everything, I did all of those myself, and you know, you can clearly see the difference in quality from the older ones to the newer ones. But you know, so yeah, no, the relationship I have with my friend Shane, I mean, we work really well together. You know, there's never really a bad suggestion in terms of, you know, mixing. Yeah, so I just love, man. It's like Christmas when I get a mix, right? It's like, whoa, what's this gonna sound like, you know? And you get back and you're like, what the hell? That's my song? What? But yeah,
so cool, eh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Actually, funny enough, I'm supposed to go to the Taphouse tonight at some point. There's some bands playing there, and bands I've never seen actually. So I may head out for a set a little later, and you know, that's the problem with being a bit older, right? Is it's a Thursday night and I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh my god, do I want to put myself through this tomorrow?
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. What the hell happened? It seems like as soon as you hit 30, man, everything just goes downhill, man. Your feet start to ache, you know, the hangover lasts way longer. It's like, what happened? Weird, man. Literally overnight.
It's okay. Awesome. I'm still on track for the 21 club, so maybe I won't get it.
There you go.
I'm creeping up on it here. I'll be honest. I'm getting pretty close now. I'll be 25 this year, so I'm halfway there.
You're halfway.
Halfway there.
Awesome. Thorin, I haven't really said anything to you here. Thorin, what's going on? How was the EP working out with you there?
It's been pretty fun. Like the fellas here said, Dale's been great to be with. He's so like easy to work with because he's just like he's able to get everyone just like opening up about stuff. It's really easy to do any kind of that kind of work with him, and being able to do like all the recordings has been fun. Like this will be my first time actually going to a proper studio to do drum recording. So this I'd say for 2 weeks prior to that, I like quite literally just practice hitting as hard as I could
Mm-hmm.
in preparation for these recordings. And I ended up, I think for the recordings, we ended up breaking, I think 3 sticks for 5 songs. We we melted through the 6, and it was a fun time getting through those recordings, and being able to hear it all slowly come together the past few months here.
How do you guys find working in the studio? Like when you first show up, like do you guys just like get down to work, or do you guys hang out for a while, try to, you know, catch the vibes of the room and everything? What do you guys do? Like how does it work?
Bit of both, you could say, I guess. Like it's I know I lied sometimes, depending on like how I'm feeling, I guess, that day. Some days I'll just get there and I'll just be like, all right, it's time to work. But for the most part, I like to just I'd like to at least get like 10 minutes to settle into the where I'm at with the rest of whoever I'm with.
Joel, what about you? Because with your new EP, how was the experience recording yours?
You know what? So it was good. It was good. And you know what? I don't know if Jeff's still watching here from Frozen Fire, but we were at Frozen Fire for it. And yeah, it was good. It was short. We did everything in a day and a bit of a morning. Anything that goes wrong on that, if there's anything that's off on it, it's probably 100% on us. We kind of rushed it. And then, of course, the next day was that big blizzard that happened. And we drove in from Neepawa, and we were in the right vehicles. We had a Jeep Wrangler and a truck, and we were going 60, at most 60. Oh. And it took forever to get back. But I think the day 2, we were really going hard at one song that personally I think has actually worked out to be my might be my favorite one on it. And it worked out really good, but I felt we were kind of rushing to get out. And when I listen back on it, I feel a little disappointed myself. There's one solo on it where it's like, I could have went a different direction on it, but I was kind of rushing to get out of there. And day 2 was just finishing one song and just doubling up on some stuff, making it sound thicker. But that was the first studio experience for me. Our drummer, of course, has done multiple studios, and he's pretty accomplished in it. So it was good to have him there to kind of guiding us through, as well as Jeff. But Jeff with Frozen Fire he was very good in the way that he just let us do what we had to do, and we knew what we wanted. He didn't know the songs, but I'm sure he does now because we made him listen to them a bunch of times. So, but yeah, no, it's a good experience. It was just doing it again. I probably wouldn't rush it as much.
The thing that I really like about that is that when I hear this EP, man, hopefully I'm gonna hear this like sense of like, you know, an urgency to finish it, right? And like the thing I love about hearing those stories is that it's gonna come out and you're playing, right? And like you're gonna have that story forever, man. You know, so I think that's really cool. You know, regardless if like, you know, you're in the studio and let's just say you're having a bad day or something, like, you know, you're not quite getting things the way you want them, or you're getting them exactly the way you want them and you're like absolutely on fire. I love how when you're in a studio, the music it is such an accurate depiction of how you are actually feeling that day. Mm-hmm. Which I actually have another question about this. I was chatting with a friend of mine about, you know, your ability to lock in, you know, with your metronomes and everything, whatever your drummers, your beats, whatever, you can move things around and everything while you're recording. Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny because I've found for myself back in the day, everything was like dialed in absolutely perfect. But now I've actually found that I don't do that nearly as much. And I'd rather just have the real thing out there as opposed to having something that sounds robotic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's just so cool. Like, you know, and it all depends on what you want, right? If you're looking for absolute perfection, well, then that's what you want. But if you want something that's a little more raw and maybe, and depending on your sound, you know, more authentic to your sound, sometimes I think it's good to leave those things in that are just a little bit off. You know, if you had a solo, for example, that was just, could have been better, but what you see is what you get. And I think that's what makes your band so cool, dude, is that it's real, it's legit, it's honest, it's sincere. That's a
Mhm.
beautiful thing, man. That's what's so
Yeah.
fun about recording to me.
Yeah. And just a quick story here about last Saturday we were at Bulldog with Pure Entry, and Dave came up to me, vocalist, guitarist Dave came up to me and was just talking to me about things, and I said, or we do have a single out there called Siren, and it's funny. I'll tell you guys, and no one's gonna know this. You're gonna hear it for the first time here. The single for Siren sounds different than the EP release of Siren.
Ooh,
So
the radio edit.
it's a little bit, yeah, exactly right. And I just said to him, I said, there's something about it that I didn't like, and Jeff, I know you're watching. Don't take any offense to that. This is just something on me, and there was something I didn't like. But he said to me, he said, Joel, he said, it wasn't overproduced, and it sounds live, like you guys are kind of live in it, and it's such a cool thing to hear that, because in my head I'm like, I wish I would have done this, but I guess it kind of captured that live feel of it. And then I listened to it. I'm like, actually, you know what? It's kind of cool because of that. It's not overproduced and all this, all this sprinkling on top of it. So, it's cool to hear other people's opinions. Maybe they're blowing smoke too, but but it's sometimes just good to hear other people's opinions of it, especially because the most critical person on your work is going to be yourself.
Yeah. Well, and that's a great thing to bring up, Joel, because like my question is for everybody, because you guys have finished your EPs, is how many drafts did you go through for each song? Like how many did you guys obsess? I don't mean obsess, but did you guys like get one of the things that happens for me sometimes is I zero in on the stupidest, smallest detail that no one's gonna hear except me, and like I'll waste hours on trying to get that floor tom fill dialed in perfectly or something, like just something ridiculous. But my question is in terms of how you guys recorded your stuff, how many pass throughs did you go through before you finally ended up with your finished product? Joel, let's hear from you. What do you got?
Oh God. Well, we were kind of rushed, but I don't want to talk too much here. You guys need to talk. I will tell you something though. I don't know how many takes it took, but I remember there's a song called "The Runaway," which Eric knows because I think it might be Eric's favorite song that we do if he has any favorites. But that one, the solo was breaking me.
Absolutely,
and it's a fairly easy solo. There's like two like fast parts, but anyway, it's such an easy thing. And I think I only played it once to what I felt was perfection of how it's written, and it was in my basement like last week, and I'm like, damn it, why couldn't I pull that off? But that one was kind of breaking me because I was doing it, I believe that was day 2, and it was storming out, and all that was in my mind was getting these guys home, right, and getting myself home, and I was kind of rushing it. And when you hear it, which comes out January 31st, it will come out as a single, but when you hear it, you'll probably, as you said, Matt, you'll probably hear it, you'll hear me rushing, and when you hear the song, just remember or just think that what was going through my head was, let's get these guys home, right? And I think that's maybe what made it too. There's actually a couple of things, especially there's a song called Persephone, which we did the second day, and that one is my favorite song of the whole thing. And it probably was the song that I didn't think was even going to make it. I thought there was going to be a different song that would have made it on the EP besides that. But it not only survived the cut of the other songs, we did cut one song from the EP, and it's a 4 song, not a 5. But it survived 2 cuts, and it is my absolute favorite and probably my favorite live song to play. And I think we're going to play it first on Saturday, so I'm pretty pumped up about that.
Hell
so, yeah. So why don't Leddwyn tell us about these takes? Oh, sorry. One more thing I was going to say about takes. I was with someone last night. I was with someone at a studio last night, and he said to our group, he said, "Do you think you guys could do it in 5 takes? Every one of your parts, in 5 takes. And it really stood out to me. It made me think, well, how many takes did it actually take for us to do it? Did we do 5 takes? Should we have done 5 takes? And it really put it in perspective, right?
Yeah. You know, it's really funny you mentioned
I thought
that.
it was. Sorry, Matt, you go ahead. I'm 5 seconds behind the rest of you.
Oh, you know, I was talking today actually about, you know, recording and doing takes. And, you know, speaking of like, you know, like guitar solos where you're getting, you know, fired up because you've done like 30 takes. Man, when I did the guitar solo to my tune, Lit Up and Out of Line, dude, and it's still, there's a mistake right in the middle of it. And it fucks the shit out of me every time I hear it. And you know, man, I bet you I probably did 30 takes, man, and none of them ended up being what I expected. But then you get to take 28 and 29 and 30, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it, it's good enough.
Yeah,
Move
it's
on.
funny. Like some of those mistakes, honestly, like you think of some. I can't think of a direct example, but you think of some bands where you can hear that whatever is tracked, like I guarantee it doesn't play it the exact same way every time there that little weird string noise or like something like that. Like in Every Day, one of our songs, we have my guitar solo, and right at the end, I don't know what I did. I like grabbed 2 strings and like bent them a little funny, and it sounded weird. And I thought like, fuck, take was so good, and just ruined it right at the end. But like me and Dale listened back to it, and it's like, this is kind of cool. Like I don't know, it's gonna end up staying in the track, and it's just one of those things that like you can't really replicate, but it just works. And as far as like tracking guitar solos in general goes, like I think all of my solos on this new EP that are coming out are like piecemeal, like bit by bit, strung together, not one fluid take. And I think when we first started recording, I didn't love that idea. But when you just hear like, you know, you want a track to sound as good as it possibly can. It's like taking a selfie on a dating app. Like you want you on your very best day. So it's like, yeah, I don't mind. It sounds good. It sounds good. I can play it live, but like, I want it to sound like perfect. At least that's where I'm coming from with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jeff says I took 4. They said I should have taken 5. Awesome. Well, boys, any other final words for people coming out here? You guys are going to bring it. That's what I come to another. You guys are going to absolutely bring it. I'm looking forward to this. I haven't actually been to a Matt Cory show. And if I may just go back to Matt again, we had such a great talk when we were on the Boneyard. And I've told people about it that we talked before, we talked during, and then we talked a bit after.
Right.
And it was right when that Smashing Pumpkins released their newest album, which is good. And I don't care what people say, it's good. And you know, it was such a great talk. What's that?
Do people think it's not good?
I don't know. I'm
That'd be
just assuming there's some guy out there who still thinks that they're gonna bring back a melancholy album, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just out there. So
anybody who says that album sucks, I'd say listen to the first song and then tell me that album sucks.
oh my god, it's so good.
It is great.
You know, me and Matt had a good chat. Then I finally met him in person at the Loud Awards, at the Park Theater, and
that was a good time. I was so exhausted, dude. I had I was right in the middle of a cold, and I was really exhausted, and like I was just trying to get through the night, man. I was so tired, but no, man, it was great to hang out in person, man.
Yeah.
You know who, like, I could not believe, man, the School of Rock band that played. There was the bass player in that band. She's a little blonde-haired girl, man. Holy man.
Yeah.
Dude, that, like, she killed it. I don't even know what her name was or anything, but like, man, whoever she was, like, she's got it, you know. Like, I was absolutely amazed. Her chops were good. Her stage presence was unreal, you know. And yeah, man, I like, as soon as we walked in, that they were playing, and I thought, holy fuck, who is this? This is awesome.
What a cool way to start. I don't know if any other guys were there, but what a cool way to start was to have the School of Rock out there. And Matt spoken like a true Smashing Pumpkins fan, loving the female bass player up there. And just to kind of touch on that, and just the School of Rock, it was so cool to see. And you know what? There was a girl up there. She was doing vocals, and I have seen her post on musician. I think it was Sid's site there, Musicians and Friends. Somewhere she's posting, looking for bands, and then she's there and she's doing her thing, and she was fantastic. The whole band was fantastic. Everyone was so good.
Watching her, like, the thing that I really enjoyed about watching her play is that, man, like, her stage presence was freaking awesome, man. It was like, she was like scary. It's like, she'd look at you and it's like, yeah, go ahead, fucking tell me I suck. I'll kick your ass with my big boot. She was great, man. She was those two, like, to me, like, the whole band was good, but those two stood out to me like, wow,
big time.
Blew me away. Yeah, good times there, man.
Yeah, and you know what, it makes you feel a little insecure sometimes when you see these kids going up there and absolutely killing it. It's like, well, the hell do I got to do?
Well, man, the biggest thing with all of this, man, as we get older with this, is that, man, we're all just doing our thing. We're all just finding cool and weird ways to express ourselves playing rock and roll, man. And when you keep that mindset, up here sort of thing, all of a sudden, man, all of the insecurities and the so-called competition shit, it all just disappears, because, like,
yeah,
we're all weird dudes that just love music, man, and ultimately we're all trying to do the same thing at the end of the day, right? And it's just play shows, release our music, hope that somebody out there likes it, and repeat,
Yeah, exactly, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's just go around the table here. Brandon, what are you looking forward to the most this weekend?
Probably seeing the new stage. I haven't seen the whole screen thing yet at the Taphouse. So
I'm on board with Brando too. This is my first time actually hearing about the thing, because I saw it on a picture, but I didn't know if that was someone else that brought it or if it was theirs that they had set up themselves or something like that. So I was kind of like, I've been curious for the past like 3 weeks since I've seen it.
Yourself, Eric?
Yeah, I'm excited to play. I've seen the stage. I'm excited to play with Matt. What's funny is I remember introducing myself to Matt at the Pure Entry EP release party. And that was like a full year before I played with Pure Entry. And we're there together to see the Northern Royals, because we know him a little personally there. Obviously, you heard about how we work with Dale and everything. So
I remember this now.
We saw them there, and yeah. And so I remember talking to Matt, like, man, like we're some young musicians. We want to play together one day, hopefully. Like, it'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Sound, right? And so here we are, looking forward to that and sharing the stage together. And
do you remember? Didn't somebody have a Kiss jacket or something? Like,
that was Brandon.
Like,
yeah, I was gonna say it's probably Brandon.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking coolest guy out there.
Wow. Okay, that's sweet, man. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, you guys all have like sweet bands.
Yeah, so we've kind of come full circle here.
That is such a cool story, guys.
Oh yeah! Wow, that just made my whole day. That's awesome.
I think that's the only time I've ever met you actually, Matt, other than just being on the pod right now, and then I'll see you Saturday. But yeah, fuck, like, you guys killed it. I'm super stoked to see you playing again live. Like, I got such a wicked, like, I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan, and I got such a wicked vibe of like that kind of grungy influence in your writing and your guitar playing and everything, and I'm so stoked to see it again. Just absolutely thrilled.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Jerry Cantrell is probably in my top 3 favorite guitar players, man. That guy is so heavy and just so angry and so cool, and such a clown at the same time,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, boys. Well, dude, you know, wow. Okay, this like totally changes my view on everything, man. This is gonna be sweet, man. I can't wait to see what you guys do. This is gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, boys. This is gonna be.
Fuck, that's one of the greatest stories. That's one of the best stories on this show. That and Matt Dara's waffle story.
I was sure if Matt.
Boy.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if Matt remembered that one, so I wasn't going to bring it up. But yeah, I'm like,
That's
it's
cool,
kind of
man.
cool how far we've come along, and now I'm playing with these guys and Pure Entry also saw for the first time that night,
Yeah,
and didn't know any of them at that point. And now
Wow.
we're Matt Cory, and we're playing
Full circle.
and we got EP like done and ready to go, and so that was like what, a year ago now. Or,
Yeah, it would
I
have
think
been
that
like
was
last
just
summer,
over a full
last
year
summer, I
ago,
think.
and
Almost to the day, too.
and yeah, like we're in such a different. We're in. I mean, personally, and as we're in such a different. We've been doing so good in the last year, so it feels great to kind of have this full circle moment.
Yeah. Well,
They did it, Matt. They made it. They grew up and they made it.
that is phenomenal, guys. That is so awesome. I'm so stoked about that, man. So like a year ago, like were you guys rehearsing? Were you guys like playing shows and stuff?
We were playing
we
shows.
weren't in Winnipeg
we
yet.
mostly started out in like Gimli. For like I guess like first year probably we played pretty much exclusively in like Gimli. I think we had 1 or 2 shows in Winnipeg, and then Thorin moved to Winnipeg full time, and I'm in Winnipeg doing college now. So like I don't even remember the last time we didn't play in Winnipeg, and that's kind of just where we're at now. We're still the newbies on the block, so just playing wherever and whenever we can, and yeah. At that point, we were like just getting started. So
That
it's
wow,
funny to
that
see
is
it
so
now.
cool.
Yeah.
That like for me, like as far as like lessons and teaching and stuff goes, like this is the type of stuff that like I tell every student. It's like just give it some time, and if you want to be in a band and do all that, you can make it happen. You just got to put the work in. Like. And like you guys have clearly done that, and now we're sharing the stage, man. That is so fucking sweet, man. That is.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. Thank you.
I am too, boys. You guys are gonna kill it, man. That's wicked, man.
Matt, I've seen these guys do a cover of Wood from Alice in Chains.
Nice.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah, oh my god, man. They're so good. You guys are so good. Yeah, I don't know. Just you're so good.
And we dabble.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again, because the last 2 times have just been like, holy shit, you guys got something, and for we're just starting out still, right? Like you guys have in the short time I've known, especially Eric, that I've known a little bit longer, right? And just the evolution of kind of seeing you play live, Eric. I've seen you play live a couple times now, and you just look like you're so into it. You just make it look flawless, and the rest of you guys do too. Like I said, Brandon, you're one of the coolest guys on stage. It's effortless. And Zen, yeah, you just rip, man. Like you're the whole band. Thorin, phenomenal. I'm looking forward to you guys. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the Leddwyn in like 3 years. That's what I'm looking forward to. You guys are be dangerous.
Yeah, no kidding.
Canada life.
First thing I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What you guys gonna be doing, man, when they're our age? Like.
Exactly. Eh? You know what I'll be doing? I won't be going to any shows. I'll be sleeping. Right on, guys. Well, you know what? Like we've said a million times, we're looking forward to this weekend. And anyone who's watching right now, we've kind of had a bunch of people dip in and out here, but if you're coming out this weekend, I've had a couple of people message me coming out, and it's going to be a good show. We're going to start it off. Valiant Arrow starting this one off. So excited to go on first. I can just forget all the mistakes and watch the pros at it, right? So, but, oh God,
awesome. I actually love you guys. Like I wasn't able to stick around the entire night because I had school or I had school next day when we played with you guys. So I stuck around for a couple tunes, and man, your guitar playing's awesome. Eric's a wicked front man. I don't remember if it was your drummer Alex on drums that night, but yeah, like
that was Alex that night.
It was Alex that night. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And Desi is a fucking monster bass player. Like guys,
isn't he though? Oh my God,
absolute monster.
Oh my God, he's so stupidly talented, and that's another effortless thing too. Like, we have a song called "Witching Hour," and it's basically just a bass solo. It's basically just Desi on a bass solo, and it's such a good song. It made the EP, and I swear every time Desi plays it, he plays a solo different, and then after he'll be like, "Oh, I fucked that up." Like, dude, piss off. I wish he could have been here. He had something going on tonight. He couldn't be here. Same with Eric. So, but those words are really nice, and I'm sure they would appreciate that. They're really looking forward to this weekend. We're on a bit of an epic run here of five shows in 6 weeks, and we're looking forward to this. This one we're pumped for. And you know what? Those guys are bringing a crowd. There's people coming over from Brandon that we know, and there's a bunch of people from Winnipeg, and it's going to be a good crowd. And the good thing is we're going on first, and you're going to have a big crowd already. So I'm sure as the night rolls on, it's going to be a big night. And like we talked about earlier there a couple of weekends ago, they're having all those great people in the crowd for the Pure Entry show. And Pure Entry and Ashley Arts. Who was the other band? Jerry Hatricks, right? Yeah.
Jerry Hatrick.
Yeah, they were fantastic too. But you know what? Let's get a crowd like that going, and I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised if anyone hasn't seen the two bands, Matt, Cory, and Leddwyn. They're in for it. So
let's go.
Let's go.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to hearing your new stuff, guys. You guys are going to kill it. I'm looking forward to whatever coverage you're bringing. Matt, Cory, I'm just looking forward to a Matt Cory show. I've seen footage, and you're fantastic. Looking forward to the Flames too.
Hey,
that's going to be cool.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, the Flames are pretty silly, but it's just always good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, do we at least get a Through the Fire and the Flames cover? If we got the Flames, I expect nothing less.
Zen, if you're looking for Flames, I suggest you look up the Flame cover from Matt Cory. A Cheap Trick cover. Yeah, good job on that, Matt.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, look up that. It's great.
I'm sure it is.
Great job. All right, gentlemen. We've almost hit the hour mark. This is the last episode for January, and I'm excited. I'm glad that we did it like this. I'm gonna take a week and a half off, and I forget what the next show I believe is Goon is actually coming on, who Pure Entry will be playing with at the side stage, or did that already happen?
In May.
Yeah. So Goon's coming up. I believe it's Goon. If I am wrong, I apologize to whoever's going to be on. But I'm going to take a week off and spend some time with my family and play these 4 more Saturday shows. So
beautiful.
Yeah, right on, guys. Looking forward to it. We're pumped for Saturday. I'm going to have an afternoon nap, as I should, and I plan on being there right to the end.
Oh yeah,
Leddwyn, Matt, Cory, Valley, Narrow.
I'm so stoked to crush some beers and be in the audience.
Right on, guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm pumped. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. All right.
You as well.
See you, buddy.
Thorin, finish your laundry.
I'll start right now.
Right on. Thanks, guys.